Hello, welcome back to Derail Valley with Freddy. So, yep, thank you, weather. We are here in Food Factory. I've actually had a bit of a thought between episodes, and I want to make my way back to the harbour. Reason for it being is one of the best places to get big, long jobs. And I fancy having a bit of a play with a caboose that we picked up last time. So, we have a number of jobs going to the harbour. It's going to be a bit of a trek to get out of here because we're going to be going south. Remember rightly, that's quite a sharp little turn. That's a massive pain in the backside turn. But it's what it is. Our other option is to spend a bit of time turning our train round here at Food Factory using the turntable, but it means pretty much turning every single engine round one at a time. And to me that seems like a bit of a pain. Now, I'm not seeing able to think of a better way to turn the engine round at the moment because of the length of it. You know, if this was a straight through with the turntable, it would be ideal, because we could just pull forward, reverse back through there, and we can utilise this to turn the engine round effectively. So, yeah, it is what it is. So let's have a look, see what jobs we've got. We've got one going to the harbour, two going to the harbour, three going to the harbour, job possibly to drop off. Steel mill's not really towards the harbour from this direction. Going the other way, yeah, steel mill would be an obvious choice. But with the way we're going to have to come, it's going to be a little bit tricky. So what else we got? Oil well north, we're not going near. Machine factory, don't really want to run that all that way. I mean, we could, but it's also, we've got to consider weight. But looking at what we've got, it ain't that bad. We've got to consider as well the drop order down at harbour, so I'll mess about with that in a minute. Sawmill, really out the way. Yeah. I'm thinking these three are going to be the best. And we're going to have to run. Let's have a look. We're in the roulette. We can get away with running, I think, just the 1D6 for this lot. That's impressive. Right, so we got EAI, EAI, and C2I. So, for harbour, I reckon going to be keep left. I think we go past, drop in at C, pull forward, reverse back, and then we're in E. So we keep left. Set up E for a straight through. That's going to be ideal. Right. My desk is a bit of a mess at the moment. So let's have a look. Weights and lengths. Because that is the almighty. So yeah, So we're going to drop off C2I first. That means we're going to run them in... Ooh, always a pain doing this. In that order. I think that's the best bet. Because both of those are going to drop an E8I, which is going to be a doddle. So, length. So we've got 216.54, 90.23 and 216.54. Quite easy on the lengths. The only reason I'm working the weight out on this is just to make sure it's within our engine's capability and I don't need to start anything else up. And also so I can set the lengths. .23, so we're going to be 590 meters, 0.21, so 590 meters. Right, our weights. So we've got 204, 85, and 540. So 204, 85, 540. Gives us a total of 1,281.5, so it's just a touch over in the wet 1DE6. So I might run the DH4 with it. I think that will cover it in the wet. Let's have a look. DH4, so 1.5, yeah, that's easy. So 1,000 tons in the wet. The D6 and the DH4. That'll easily cover that. Right. Routing. We know we're going from Food Factory out this way. So I'm going to keep left on that one. Keep left on that one. I think this is probably going to be the best way to go through farm. That one we're going to keep left. Keep right. Keep left there. Keep left there, keep left there, keep right there, keep left there into harbour. So we need to set up Oil Refinery, Forest Central and harbour. We've pretty much got set up. So we're going to be going E8, so we can set that up now. So that's set, ready for when we get there. And we're dropping off in C2I, so we can set up that. Keep right. Keep left, C2I, happy days, that's that. Right, so, Oil Refinery. So we're going to be coming in from the north. I reckon we keep right, go through B, cut through this way, keep left on that one, and straight out. So, B. Ooh, that's not as easy. So that'd be a right up here. Left on that one to cut through that way. So do we keep left and just... Yeah, I reckon we just keep left, keep left, keep left, keep right, and through that way. Right, that's that one. Forest Central. Now this is a slow speed go through. So we're coming in from the north, bypass that one into B. Just need to set B for a straight through, keep right, keep left, we're straight through, happy days. Farm we're going to be bypassing because of this track, so we come out the front of it, all the way around and into harbour. Happy days. Right, that's that all set. Right, so let's pick these jobs up. Let's see, right, C70. So we are Food Factory. We are here. So we need to come down to C, so that's going to be a keep left. That's not going to matter, that's not going to matter. Right, so C70 for our first. Keep left, keep right, C70. Happy days. Right, let's go get our train in this lovely weather that the game has decided to give us. Now by the time this video actually goes out, because I'm recording a little ahead of schedule again, there is going to be a poll up on my YouTube. I'm going to be asking you guys, would you like to see me play slightly less difficulty? Okay, all the handbrakes have been reset, cutouts in. A slightly easier mode, starting afresh on Derail Valley. More mods so that we can get lots of demonstrator engines. Pity we can't repaint that slug. That would be rather nice. I'll have a look at that actually, see if we can. I don't think we can, but I'll have a look. Yeah, so would you like to see a bit of a go through on Derail Valley with a few more mods, more demonstrator engines on an easy difficulty, so we'll be able to do third person views of the train running. Right, we are 590. What we're going to be. So there we go, 590. That's that set, that's that set, that's all set. Brake cut in. Yep. Power. Right. With it being so wet, we're really got to watch the traction here. It is just keep the amps low, don't floor the acceleration, let it sort itself out. Don't need to worry about going too fast. 9:16, so there should be a daytime run again. Awesome for you guys. For me, it doesn't really bother me. The daylight is not that bad for me, or the night time's not that bad for me. It is an uphill. Don't know why it always starts that brake on full, even though it's not actually engaged. It's something to do with the blue cables. Right, we've got to watch the braking now because we can easily lock up with the brakes. Let's get this train assembled and get out of here, straight down the harbour. Wasn't expecting this, well, a straight run to harbour, but hey, I'm going to look a gift horse in the mouth. So yeah, poll will be up. I'm going to keep it up for about a week till I'm next off work, and we shall have a look there, because we're going to head towards 3 million quite quickly now, even without doing military jobs. Bit hot there. That's looking good. Before we set off, I will start the DH4 just so we've got the extra power. So job number 1, double check, make sure we got the right job. FH02, yep, perfect. And look at that, the brakes are right here for us. Right, so next one is going to be C80, just literally right next door. So into forward, pull her away. We'll jump on the back of this train. Nice, simple, straightforward. There it is. See it goes right next to us. Look at that. I'll jump on here so I can jump off and play with switches. Another D6 and a lovely D2 there. Switch we want. I want to change that one over. See the length of this. Woohoo. Gonna have to watch this. Just the length of it for pulling out, actually. Just to make sure we don't invalidate the job, because we leave Food Factory by too much, it will invalidate the job. Where's our last one? C3, so of course it's over there. So set that on a right, on a left. Okay, so that side set is just switching this one over. Let's kill that speed off. This is going to take a while to slow it down now. How long have we got on this job? 82 minutes. Nicely on the front again. I think I'm going to hand that first job in, just because I'm not convinced of how far forward we're going to have to go. The last thing I'm going to do is invalidate the job. So I'll hand that one in. That's not going to be a problem. Getting the train off and moving. I'm just going to run up here. As we've got to come so far forward, the train's going to be up in that tunnel, and it's in that tunnel where the jobs will start validating. But if I've got to hand it in, it doesn't matter. We're going to have to come here, and that second job will not reach the tunnel. So given the length of the train, just making sure. We don't get the bonus on that first job? Oh well. Let's see how much is the first job. 18. It ain't that much. Not what it is. This is going to cover our fuel. That's the main thing. I do want to get a bit of a run up for this, because it is a climb out of both sides of Food Factory. I'm going to want a little bit of a run up for that. Dropping a bit of speed there with the hill. Watch this. Not even put it in the power. Make sure we're going the right way. And we are. I've gone too frickin' far. I've just noticed that. It's that one I want. Yeah. Silly Freddy. Sticking forwards. Sound has kicked in because of the wet. Just because it's on a slope and trying to climb. Sound has kicked in again. I'm trying to get the power down because it is a climb. Well, we're using a little bit of sand, so be it. You've got to expect to use a bit of sand in the wet. It is just the way of it. That's me not checking my signals properly. I should be able to cut power about, I reckon, there. I'll let gravity do the work again. Flicker in the reverse so that we're going the right sort of way. Yeah, we don't get this right with the power. It's going to make this climb difficult. Look at how much speed we picked up just from gravity. We're going way too fast there. That's what I mean about having to watch your speed all the time. Watch what it's doing, how it's behaving. Should be this whole job on this line, so that'll be good. A little bit hot for my taste. Oh, you're going to say that's at the other side, aren't you? Oh no, it's not that. Yeah, C3. FH55. It is this one. Sorry, I'm going ever so slightly mad. Where's the front of our train? Literally right before the hill. So I'm going to let that fire itself backwards a little bit. Just so we can get a good run up. Hand these jobs in. I'll kill many tasks in one go. Go. Now firing itself backwards. Getting towards the end of the signal back here. This is where I would normally be putting the caboose on. But for what we're doing with just these jobs, it's going to be fine. Right. Cut off the speed there. Sprint forward. Don't have to worry about how far back we go now because jobs are all handed in. We can go back as far as we want to. Show you the length of that train. Oh, I do enjoy running the bigger trains. Here we go, head towards the front. Excellente. Right. I think that'll do us. see a bit of delay of length of time it takes to get the brakes on. Right, we're into Ford. Reset our lighting. Okay, brake off. Let's go to the harbour, he says. So I've not had any comments yet. Are you guys enjoying this more style, or are you preferring the time lapses? Inquiring minds want to know, mainly me. Yeah. So I know what's best to record for you. Those ants, because those ants want to keep the ants around there, but there we go. We don't want to incur the sander if we don't have to. That's going to be about the limitation of the power because of the DH4. D6 can handle going to full throttle, the DH4 cannot. Actually, we've got the overheat, but it does cut the power, which is not what we want to be doing. Oh, look at that climb. We've maxed. Lose a bit of speed there, but it's what it is. But the other options we have got the technology within the game. We could put an engine part way back to help with power of getting these heavier loads up hills. At the moment, this is working quite nicely. Look at that, we're holding 37 quite nicely up this hill. Dropped to 36, but not that bad. That's the DH4 traction motion temperature. Because they're all combined, it does say, look, this is getting hot. I know on the throttle setting we're on, it's going to be fine. We'll get warm, but it won't overheat. That red light starts flashing. We need to back her off a little bit. It's going to be a slow climb. I knew it would be, that's why I wanted that bit of run up, just to give us that bit of extra momentum. Especially with a wet track, it's going to stay wet all day long. So it is what it is. Not a lot we can do about it. All we can do at the moment is just let her go. Just keep the power down. We're doing reasonable pace. Just got to watch that speed. Right, so we're coming out of Food Factory this way. We're going to be on a left, straight down, on another left, into Forest Central, on a left. It's not till we pass Farm that we're going to go right. So that makes that easy. We know what Farm looks like. It's pretty obvious because it's one of the major downhill runs on the route we're going. So all we got to do is everyone's going to be a left at the junctions, straight through Oil Refinery, straight through Forest South, and then we'll be at Farm, and that'll be the first right turn. So nice and easy. It is about learning the map, learning where you're going, and it is that straightforward. Make it as simple as you can for yourself. Know your landmarks. There we go. Left turn coming up. I'll have to watch that speed. I'm not sure what speed this corner is. It's not one I take very often. As we're down at 27, we're in the optimal place, speed-wise. Figure it out. There we go, 26, we're dropping. Now I could have, I really wanted to, fire up this. We could have fired up the second DE6 and just run the two DE6s and absolutely crush this. There we go, 30 left. Not even a consideration. So still uphill. We're just going to have to watch that distance at the end to make sure we maintain 30 around this corner for the length of the train. There we go, we've got 17, that's a downhill. Nice. Only a 0.5, but hey, downhill's downhill. Set her off running. So don't forget, part of the train is going to be coming uphill. We've now got part of the train going downhill. So again, it's just mind the speed. Right, throttle positions in actually. So it was a 70 on the previous one, 60 on this one. We know we got to maintain 30 around that corner. So the maximum we go is 34. Most of the train round now. So we should be able to cut the throttle and still be okay. So we've got the inertia going down, plus the last little bit coming up towards it, and that should be on the level up there now. Should roll quite nicely now. Squeak of the wipers whilst we're in the tunnel. Back a section actually. There we go. Beep. Train has passed, so we can go up to 60. Don't want too much throttle because we're on a downhill. It means we can use less throttle, less fuel. Right, 50. So there's no point exceeding 50 now. Still on a bit of a downhill run. I say cut the throttle, let her roll. We're on the descent now into oil refinery. Nice and easy. .60 with a decrease in speed. I think round oil refinery is a 30 if I'm not mistaken. The turns are a little bit sharper. 40, and the amount of downhill slope is increasing, so I get the dynamic brake on, which is the better one for us for the DE6. We've just got to watch the temperature for the DH4. The traction motion temperature we see there in the middle of just about the middle of the screen on the left. That red light will give us a good indication on that. Dropping a little bit lower than I want. That's going to be the signal for coming into oil refinery, which we can see ahead of us. Awesome. Alright, let's have a look at these speed signs. We're 50 on the left, so I say we maintain this 40 speed that we've got running. We should do fine on that. On the left again, which is exactly what we want. There's a nice bit of momentum going. I'll take the dynamic brake off there, see how we behave. I think it is. Sure, I set it up all right. Yeah, that's thrown us out. So perfect. Yeah, left would have brought us round to go back round into oil refinery. So perfect. We'll let it roll. Rain's increasing a bit again. We're due for a lot of rain today. liking that turn that much. On a 50 with a 1.1 down. Just want to bring that speed down a bit just to make sure the back of the train comes round nicely. Don't derail anything. With the speed increasing but going on to level track. I think that is. Speed increase, we shall kick on the distance tracker, I think. We're going to have to watch our speed because after Forest, I think it's Forest we're going to, yeah. So we've got another left turn, Forest Central. After there, we need to really watch our speed. That's where the speed is really going to be determined. It's going to be a lot of braking power. It is one of the steepest hills in Derail Valley, and we're going down it. So it's not going to want to be nice with us. Especially in the wet, it's going to be tricky, so it's going to be slow the frick down. I'm not so worried about the time bonuses for the jobs we're doing. We're at the stage where it'll be nice, but it ain't the end of the world. Yeah, we're coming up to the next one. Next junction, there should be another left. The speed, that's that rain coming down a lot more now. Yep, here's our left turn. Fingers on the brake because I'm not 100% sure on this turn. We're on a 40 left. Uphill climb as well. Ooh. Bit of a cheeky one, that one. Start the distance tracker. I'm not so worried with the speed, it's just knowing the back of the train has cleared that 40 corner. We're only on a slight uphill now. We're going to a 30, so I'm going to let the hill slow us down. We're on a 30 now, so kill off the distance tracker. I'm not worried about it now. With 30 ahead, 40 behind, pretty obvious which one's going to win. Comes the rain at the end of the tunnel, so we'll get the wipers back on now. I'm not squeaking away horribly. This is us into Forest Central. Again, managing that speed. So much to think about because you've got to make sure all your signals are set right as well. Takes a bit of thought. It's good. That's where I'm enjoying it. Speed's good, managing a nice 32. Got a bit of play to go up speed. Bit of early detection for going down speed. Let her roll there. Can't really see much with. Still see the back of the train coming around, but as you can hear, it gets noisy. Won't be so bad for you guys because I've got the in-game sound for you turned down, so I'm hearing it much louder than you are. Right, dropping off a bit of speed there that I don't want to drop off. So 30 with a 1.9 climb, that's a lot. We're going to go on a little bit of a climb, then into a descent. We're going to have to really, this is where we've really got to watch the speed. Speed limit's going to come up, drop down again. Then we're into the big, massive downhill. Not massive downhill, but very sharp downhill. So I'm always feathering the throttle up and down, brake levels up and down, just as needed. I can push 35 around these turns on a 30. Can go 5 kilometers an hour over. The question is, do you really need to? You're always pushing the limits there. You back her off just a touch. Say, for a 30, 33, you've got 2 kilometers an hour up to play with. So you can keep an eye on what's going on. It just means you're a little more in control, a little more time to react to things. That was a 60 sign we passed. I'm going to happily maintain 30 all the way down here until we get round farm. After we get round farm, we can afford to put the power down, get the speed back up. Just knowing the track a little bit better, having run these rails before, you know, you've really got to watch it. Here you can see we're into a bit of a decline now, watching that speed again, into a climb again. Watching that speed, feathering that throttle up and down, ready to switch to brakes. For the moment it's just throttle up and down because the gradient of the hill will slow us down. Yep, another left. Perfect. 16 and minus 1.1. I'm sure that 60 is going to turn into... I'm sure one of these corners is a 30. There we go. I can see the speed really coming up, so I'm backing that throttle off. Kill it completely for the moment. We're on a downhill. I want dynamic brake on. So we're on a 70, decreasing on a minus 3. This is a very, very steep downhill. So I'm going to keep that dynamic brake on for the moment. It's not on huge, not to the level it's going to hold, but as I see that speed creep up, I'm going to go up a little bit more. There we go, 40. So we've gone from a 70 to a 40. Oofa. There was no sign saying it was the speed's going to go up or down. We just need to watch what we're doing. See just how much dynamic brake I've got on there. I even don't think that's going to be enough for this whole train. Watching that red light as well for the DH4. I can afford to let the speed come up a bit because I'm sure at the bottom of here it does go to a 50 for the last turn out of farm. 40 with speed increasing, okay, so I can afford to back off the dynamic brake a bit, let the speed come up. Keep it under control though. A bit more up because we're on a slight uphill to then go back into a downhill. There you go, see we've gone from just a little bit up to nose diving. Control, name of the game. So we're on 70 there, so I'm actually going to start our distance tracker there. Look at that rain. Then we're getting ready for the second thunderstorm coming through. So there's a 40 limit behind us until the train clears. So we've got up to 45 to play with. So before I want to try and keep the speed more towards the higher end where I can. Come on a little bit more because speed is still coming up at this setting. But it's controlled. We go 43, so I'll go up a little bit more. Just to control it, 42. So feather it back up to 43. Train's nearly cleared it. Nearly through the worst of it. There we go. So I can back the dynamic brake off, let the speed come up for 60. But we're coming up to the turn. So it's a 60 going ahead. I think that's a 50 right looking at it. Yep, 50 right. So now we're looking in good position. Look at that, 46. Now I'm going to afford to get a bit of power on because we're in a slight uphill climb. That with the turn as well. Going to make it more challenging. 3.3, we want power. Right, so looking at our route, we are now passing this point. So we're on a left, a left, a left. Big long run. And Brighton into harbour, so happy days. Right. So for harbour. We're at the maximum throttle we can really afford. Because of the train combination we're running. But we should have the momentum to get through this. With ease. Speed just bleeding off. That's why I got the power down when I did. It's going to ease off up here, which is going to help. So obviously the trains are at the front. The weights behind us. Come on, baby. Up this hill we go. Yep. There's the sound I was expecting to hear. .29. We're doing okay. We are doing okay. There's a lot more uphill till we make that tunnel return towards harbour. So it is going to be fine. I appreciate this video is dragging on a bit. Unfortunately, that is the nature of it. These bigger runs, that's going to happen. There we go, left turn, that's the one we want. Speed start to come back up a bit. Look out for the speed of the turn. We're on a 50 left. There is certainly no danger of that. That's a slight uphill as well, tell by the colour of the signs. 0.9, not that bad. So we'll set the distance tracker for after we've cleared this corner, even though we've got 2 more to go. Just so I know we've cleared this one. Got me on ahead, another 50 over on the downhill. So, in fact, I'll leave the distance tracker for now, because we know we've got to maintain 50. Even until we get a proper speed increase. Left again, that's going to be a 70, so that's where I'm going to fire the distance tracker off. Speed's coming up a bit, so back the throttle off a touch. $70, so on a 50 limit till our distance tracker tells us otherwise. And we really want to get the power down, because that will help us with the speed for this climb. So I'm also worrying about getting up towards 55 at the moment because we want speed. There we go. We are making good progress now. It's been quite an uneventful run for a change. Yeah, that's Curse of the Commentator now. So we're going to want a right. 100 speed starting to drop. Yep, so we're on this one, so we're on a right, then a left, and we're into harbour. Happy days. So 80, that's fine. We're only just reaching 70, so we're okay. Throttle off here actually. That's where the 70 we're going to start to see a speed decrease a little bit. And we're getting ready for the turn ahead for that tunnel. We're going to want to decrease speed 4 anyway. Ahead, I'm still just going to let it roll. Let that speed come down a touch. The more we can save our brakes, especially in the wet, better. So 80 to 70. Off the top of my head what the speed turn is. I think it might be a 40. So we're going to be wanting pretty much 40 most of the way into harbour. So that's what we're going to be wanting to do anyway. So the more we can bleed off a little bit of speed, especially coming up for this, the better. Means we don't have to apply as much brake, and certainly not hard braking in the wet, because that doesn't work. So we're on the right, perfect, exactly what we want. Be one final switch, which would be the left into harbour. So what are we on? We're on a 60 into this right, and we're just going to leave her rolling. 70 into a 60, so we're still fine speed-wise. Just leave the wipers going, they're going to squeak, but so be it. I'm sure there's a 40 turn before we reach the turn for the harbour. Yep, there we go, 40. Get some dynamic brake on. Some real brake on as well. Brakes are struggling there. 44, we're managing the speed. 43, that's ideally where I want to sit. Just so I know we've passed that corner. So we dropped a little bit for the speed to come back up a touch. Don't want to be going over that, so maintain around this nice little level to another 50. Train has cleared that. Awesome. We're up to 42, so we're done quite that slow. Keep the speed good. .60 decreasing, so I'm quite happy keeping it around here. Become a bit more speed than I want to. Another 40 on an increase. See, wasn't wrong. Mind you, we spent that much time on this track, I should know it. Back into the 43. From here we're just going to maintain 40 all the way down into harbour because it's just safer. 42, so feather it off a touch. Towards that last left turn in a little bit, which is another 40, then the 40 downhill into harbour itself. Rain seems to be easing a little bit. There's not those wipers back. Ooh, speed's come up a little bit much. More brake on. Yep, 40 left, we're on a left, perfect. This is where your speed management is key, because you've got to be up and down with this brake. The turn's helping maintain the speed there. Gotta watch because it's going to start straightening up and we're going to lose that traction going around the corner. The descent into harbour, and there we go, speed's coming up. So we timed that just perfect. Now 42, don't want to be going quite that fast. That slow even. Oh, excuse me. Drop off a little bit of brake there. Pick up a touch more speed. Back on the brake. Sometimes with train lengths you can't quite get it just right for this descent. You sort of, one's a bit too much, two's a bit too low. You just got to feel it. Okay, coming into harbour, lovely here. Taking us the whole day to do this, but that is the nature of it. Backing that off. Left. Just got to make sure we haven't got a right coming up, which would take us into the service yard. That'll be on fuel. Lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. So we're on the left again. Perfect. Still got the brake on, because of course back of the train's still coming down the hill, but we're on pure 40. Back her off a touch, because we can afford to go up a touch. Drop to 38, I'm going to take all the dynamic brake off. There we go. Right, so we're into drop order now. So first one, C2I. I'm going to need to leap out after this. Because this is the bit we require. We're on a straight through for the moment. Here comes our gorgeous train. Double check we are going on the straight through line. We are perfect. Look at that. That's the back of the train. Start slowing it down. You don't want to use a lot of weight. The track will still be very, very wet at this point. We start losing signal. This will be nice and easy because we got a lot of train being dropped off into here. In fact, we're going to have... Ooh. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to reverse in far enough to make the turn afterwards. Might have to pull forward and reverse into the loading line. We shall see. We shall see. I appreciate this one's dragging on longer than I really want the episode to be. I have had call to complete everything rather than jump cutting. Acquiring people want to see, so trying to accommodate. So, C2I, right, left, C2I, Yeah, thankfully if our train's too long to get all of it back far enough, we can just pull forward, reverse into the loading line, and we can get round that way. Always have a plan B. Right, take the throttle off. I remember exactly where these two sections change over. I think it might be here. .195, yes. This is the front of that section. Yeah, our train's way too long for that. So yeah, that is a different job. So we're going to have to come forward and reverse down the loading line. Thankfully we've got plenty of signal now to do this. So nice and easy, we don't need to be going that fast. Does mean we need to go a bit further before I apply the brakes. Right, so we need to hop across. We need the front of the train to clear this signal. We basically want to pull round and reverse these two jobs into their relevant line. Bypass. And thankfully C is absolutely massive, so this should be no problem at all. Shouldn't need to worry about the back of the train smashing into the back of the C line. As usual, I'm not worried about the lack of battery power because we can recharge it. There we go, round she will come. We can run over here. Watch this whole lovely train come straight round. Whilst we're doing that, going into E, it is E8I. Keep right, keep right, keep right, keep left, E8I. Happy days. Pick up a bit too much speed for my liking. It's getting dark for you guys. She is a big old train. Start slowing her down now. Thankfully, because of the way we come in, I know she's preset for departure. Set for reverse. Oh, bit too much power there. Throw the power down. Let's get her put to bed. I know I've left the DH4 running where I could have actually turned it off. Should have done that really, but hey ho. Right, that's plenty of speed. And I'll torch for a little bit so you guys have got a bit of illumination, can see what's going on. So we get into this lovely lit area. Back at E. That's a lovely empty line. These two jobs. Thankfully, we don't need to disconnect the two jobs. Just drop it all off as one big line. It should all accept beautifully. Obviously, once this is handed in, I am going to be ending the episode here because this has been quite a lengthy one. Start getting some brake on. There we go. That should accept there. Don't jump in the DH4, turn that off. The brake on the DE6, and we're going to switch this off as well. Let's go hand in and see how we did. The other reason we're doing E last is obviously we're closer to the station. Done in 49 minutes. 50,000 for the first one. $14,000 for that one. Nice, thank you. 28,000 for that one. That brings us to 2 million. We're 1 million short of our goal now. So awesome. Right, I shall leave it there for now, guys. I shall see you on the next one. Till then, take it easy.